Good morning. It's Monday morning, and this morning we're looking at Psalm 119. And I'm going to read the first 8 verses of it, of the 176 verses that it includes, and we'll go over kind of why that is in a minute. So the first 8 verses: Blessed are those whose way is blameless, who walk in the way of the Lord. Blessed are those who keep his testimonies, who seek him with their whole heart, who also do no wrong, but walk in his ways. You have commanded your precepts to be kept diligently. Oh, that my ways may be steadfast in the keeping of your statutes. Then I shall not be put to shame, having my eyes fixed on all your commandments. I will praise you with an upright heart when I learn your righteous rules. I will keep your statutes. Do not utterly forsake me. Now, there we see a lot of Hebrew parallelism. It says the same thing 8 times, but just in various constructions and different words. But the interesting thing about this is those 8 verses all begin with the Hebrew letter Aleph, which is, for our purposes, A. Let's not get into the details. And then the next 8 verses all begin with the letter Beth, which is B. And then the third set of 8, it's Gimel, which is a G. And it goes on like that through the whole Hebrew alphabet. I'm going to post in the comments a picture of the Hebrew Bible where you can see, if you look at the right side of the text, there's a number, and then it's got words. And if you look at the first letter on the right side, you can see that it's the same for 8 verses, and then it changes, and it's the same again. And it goes through the whole Hebrew alphabet of, 24 letters, I think? And so that is another kind of Hebrew poetry. It was pretty hard to do in Hebrew. Imagine that you're going to translate a psalm into English that's like that, and so you're going to preserve that style, and so you're going to make all of the alephs start with the letter A. That's going to be kind of hard, frankly, in English. Almost any letter that you pick, it'll be kind of hard in English, unless you can sort of cherry pick your verses, your text, and say, well, I'll take these verses and they'll all start with B because they're all starting with blessed or something like that. It's very hard to translate that way, and so translators have given up. Though some Bibles have the name of the letter and then the 8 verses, and then another Hebrew word, and then 8 more verses, and so you begin to see the structure of it a little bit. And it's just a stylistic way of writing poetry that the good poets in Hebrew could do. And if you could do that, that was something. And so that's what this psalm is. It's a stylistic construction based on the Hebrew alphabet. Now, the content, though, matters. The content is not just any old thing. As we saw already, the first 8 verses repeat the same basic idea over and over and over. And so we see that not only is the style important, but the content keeps repeating too, and it changes a little bit with each as each letter comes up with each set of 8 verses. So it's quite a work, this Psalm 119. And if we wanted to, we could spend a week or a month just digging through it. We're not going to do that, but I encourage you to read through it a little bit and see some of the ways that this works out. Deeper in that psalm are some verses that we all know by heart and love. And I think thy word is a light unto my feet and a lamp unto my path. I think that one's in there somewhere, way deep in the psalm. And like many other psalms, it's been turned into music, and so we've sung it, some pieces of it. So take a look at Psalm 119 and take a look at that. And as I say, I'm going to post a thing in the comments just underneath the post of the scripture that has a picture of the text, and you can see it even if you don't read Hebrew, which, let's face it, I'm sure that most of you have never tried to read Hebrew, and that's not a bad thing. So we'll see you tomorrow. Have a great day and read Psalm 119.